Hello, my name is Amanda Law. I'm a brand and business photographer located in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. I go to just about anywhere. So you are here today because you want to know how to become a brand and or business photographer. And we're gonna jump straight into it because I know when I'm watching videos, I'm like, let's get to the point. So first off, I would encourage you, if you don't fully understand the concept of branding, I would highly encourage you to look that up. You're going to need to know the difference between brand, personal brand, understanding brand identity, brand personality, the ways you communicate. All of those things are important. Say you are a new photographer, or maybe you're a photographer who's been in business for 10 years and you're in the wedding industry and you want to go into branding because you're sick of working weekends and long days. So the first thing you're going to do is outbound leads. You're going to find businesses or brands that you want to work with, that you want your portfolio to look like 5 years from now. Because keep in mind, the bricks you put down today for your foundation is how your house is going to look tomorrow. Into outbound leads, you're going to look up brands and businesses that you want to work with. These can be paid spec shoots where you pay the models, you set a budget, you pay for the location, and you pay for the people to show up. It makes them take this session seriously. An operating agreement in place and a clear understanding of deliverables from each party. So for example, for me, if I'm going to reach out to a bakery, I'm going to tell them, hey, this 90-minute brand session comes with 45 photos because I know that I'm going to burn myself out, especially if I'm in the early development stages, trying to get work, building my portfolio, giving everyone 150 to 200 photos. Like, maybe you're a wedding photographer and you're tired of working long hours and you want your weekends back. Well, do the same thing. But with you being in the wedding industry, you have so much at your fingertips as far as relationships go because there are so many vendors in the wedding industry. So you too can do spec shoots, or you can do collabs and partnerships and reach out and see who needs a brand, a rebrand, a personal brand session, and to start warming up your audience. The photographers who have pivoted, you're gonna start posting brand sessions. And then if you'll get to a point where you're going to announce where you're now a brand photographer and you've moved out of wedding photography, you can discern whenever that time comes. Now, as for the photographers who are first starting out, get your pages up, get your website up. These businesses need to see legitimacy. And if you are a photographer already, get that information out there. You need to have a certain level of legitimacy when it comes to running a business. And if you are not an established legal entity, you should have done that yesterday. So I'm not a lawyer. This is only my opinion. This is only from my experience. You need to be a legal operating entity. Do not pay to play. For commercial work and kind of those larger brands, it's more just of a cleaner process. This is our creative direction. This is our shot list. The invoice is paid and we're done. Because when it comes to business, it is indeed very transactional. Now, when I do work with some of my entrepreneurs, it is an emotional transaction for them time to time. The process is not hard. It's just going to start with you building your foundation. Really understand and pay attention to the work that you love. You don't have to pick a niche up front. You don't have to do this. And I'm saying that because I think there is an unspoken pressure to pick a niche. Like, no. You don't want to make any rash decisions because I have seen industry professionals who choose a niche and end up hating it. That's not what you want. You want to build something that you love. You're going to get your outbound leads. You're going to get in touch with your colleagues. If you have colleagues, friends, family, you're going to post your work. You're going to get the behind the scenes. You're going to post your behind the scene work. It's okay to just start with the basics. If you want to take on more, you can take on more. But I truly believe in mastering the concept of understanding the anatomy of brand work is going to be the most important part. Brands want to understand the way you work, what's inside your mind. So share those ideas whenever you're going behind the scene. If you can't pay anyone, get a phone tripod, prop that thing up and press play and make sure you're in the frame, because there has been time to time where I have propped my phone up and I was not in the frame and I got no content. So learn from my mistakes. When you're shooting these businesses and brands, get those reviews. That is so important. This is going to build your reputation. Take feedback. Feedback is incredibly important. I know that it's not easy to receive feedback sometimes, but it truly is for your good, and this is how you're going to grow. And never take feedback important, because this is where you have to separate yourself from the business. People are paying for a service. They're paying for your ideas. They're paying for your abilities, right? So never take it personal. And there also too, you have to be willing to pivot at any time, which we can get into that on a later date. But being a brand photographer, this is not a space where you always have full creative control, and it looks like showing up on set and just working off of a shot list from the company that you're shooting for. Yeah, well, hopefully this helped. You're gonna reach out to people, you're gonna find your leads on the lane that you wanna work in. You're not obligated to pick a niche. You're gonna set up that operating agreement, seek legal counsel or as much research as you can to protect yourself and your business. And then once you sit down with your clients, you're gonna have to hop on a call or email. I personally like calls because it weeds out miscommunication. And you're gonna sit down with them and you're gonna learn about the way they work. You're gonna learn about their brand, how they communicate, all the things. And then you're gonna get organized pre-production, because this is the most important time. You're gonna get that shot list together and you're going to prep, because when you show up to a shoot, this is someone's business. This is their reputation. You are handling the visual reputation of their business. Gotta nail every single shot. Now, I'm not saying that's not gonna happen every time. There will be times where sometimes maybe you run out of time. Maybe a client was like, maybe something happened on set where it just didn't go. So we can go deeper into this on another video. Let me know in the comments below if you would like to go into a deeper perspective of what it looks like being a brand photographer. Now, I will say this, over the last couple years of being a brand photographer, I did create a design sheet, and that really helps me understand the anatomy of brands and other businesses and how they operate and how I can help them hit their goals. And it keeps me organized and doesn't let me miss a shot, because truth is, you're gonna see really fast when you are working, the bigger the brand, the bigger the company, the faster the pace environment, things get messy, things are last minute. So you have to be flexible. You have to know how to work under pressure. You know how, I mean, the list goes on. And I'm not trying to scare you from it, but I'm trying to pull you into a reality and how you can best prepare. So, and I think, there's a lot of CRMs that will support your operations, but what about the system that supports creative operations? So if you stay tuned and stick around, I will be launching my design sheet in June, and I think it will be an amazing fit to help support you get into brand photography and help you hit your client goals and get those repeat clients, because they're gonna keep coming back. Like, that is how you know you've done your job. And when they keep coming back, that's gonna be an opportunity for you to say, okay, we've worked together, I like this client, and I would like to get them on a retainer, because there might be clients where you don't wanna be stuck with them in a contract for 12 months. So when you see those clients returning, get them on retainer. Even if they don't need monthly shoots, go for bi-monthly shoots on a 12-month basis. Okay, I digress. The good news is it's not as hard as you think. You have to start. That is the first phase on how to become a brand photographer.